I'm going to tell you how you can start your own boxing, kickboxing, or Muay Thai gym in 6 easy steps. You might be thinking you can't start a boxing gym because of money or time constraints. I felt the same way. I'm going to tell you how I started my boxing gym while working full time and without spending the recommended $50,000 or even $10,000. We went from having nothing, borrowing space at a local community center, to now finally moving into our very own permanent space. So for me, it started in 2021 when I moved to a new town with no combat sports gyms. Now I thought, this is crazy. Like, how is there not even a single karate dojo? There was no martial arts in an 80-mile radius. I started thinking that there was no way I could be the only one who liked combat sports. Like, there's no way that I'm the only one. So I decided to start my own boxing gym. Now, this seemed simple enough, but while I was doing research and preparing to actually get my idea up and running, I realized that there was no resources for people trying to start their own boxing, kickboxing, or Muay Thai gyms. I thought that was crazy too. There was only one little blog that comes up whenever you search something like this, and it basically says that if you have $50,000, then it's easy. You get your $50,000, you spend $15,000 on mats, you spend $5,000 on a ring, you spend $20,000 on gear, and the rest on marketing and rent. Like, that was crazy to me. That's not gonna work for me, you know? So with all the how-tos all over the internet, how is there no resources for starting a boxing gym on a budget? So began a whole bunch of trial and error. I knew there had to be an easier way to get one up and running. And honestly, I wasted a lot of time. I wasted a lot of money trying things, getting things wrong, and being completely lost and uncertain. Scared. Yeah, I was scared. So I'm going to tell you how you can get started quickly and easily. I've broken it down into 6 super simple steps that should only take you 3 months to get your classes up and running. I would even say these steps apply to like a ground fighting school. Now, if you need any help doing any of this stuff, please reach out to me. My name is John. I'll help you in any way I can. There's going to be links down below. Step 1, define your focus. Get an image in your head of what you want to achieve. Start by identifying your strongest discipline. For me, it was boxing. I had the most experience there, but I also knew I could teach kickboxing and Muay Thai. Focus on what you're best at. Your specialty will shape your gym's identity and its initial offerings. Also, you need to kind of visualize the kind of culture you want for your gym. All right, step 2, choose a name. This one sounds simple, but your gym's name is really more important than you think. It's not just the birth of your dream and what makes your vision feel real and tangible. Once you have a name, it will give you clarity and focus. This turns your idea into something concrete and achievable, while serving as a critical tool for attracting students. Keep it simple, searchable, and concise. Remember, your goal is to get people in the door. Your name should appeal to everyone. There's only about 1% of the population who are even interested in combat sports, so don't alienate even more people by coming up with a crazy gym name. You want to make it easy for people to Google things like boxing near me, kickboxing near me, or boxing gym, and have your gym's name appear in the search results. Not only should your gym's name come up, but there should be no question as to what your gym is. For my gym, I made the most searchable name for my area. I focused on visibility and SEO. When people Google boxing gym near me in my town, my gym comes up because my name couldn't be more clear or more relevant. In my case, I live in Trinidad, Colorado, and I named my gym Trinidad Boxing Club. So simple, searchable, and concise. Now, while deciding your gym name, you will also need to do a quick domain business name search just to make sure you can eventually register this name without any issues. Step number 3, start a social media page. Social media is free and effective. Start simple, pick one platform. I started with Instagram. Honestly, Facebook is probably best, but the reason I went with Instagram first was because I knew I would get too much traffic through Facebook and I was limited on time and space. This is something you should be considering, especially in the early stages, especially if you're still working your 9 to 5. This is where you'll post pictures and, more importantly, videos of your real classes and real training. This is how you will show people that it's a real thing, right? Step number 4, create a simple landing page. A professional website isn't necessary right away, but you do need a basic landing page. You need something that people can click on when they see your name in the search results. Use free platforms to create a page with your contact info and class details. This ensures you show up in Google searches for phrases like boxing classes in your city. Fancy websites can wait. Focus on getting students in the door and keeping them happy. The landing page that I use actually doubles as a website now, and it is through Carrd, C-A-R-R-D. It's super simple, super cheap, and like I said, you'll have your gym name and contact info, and that's really all you need. Step number 5, gather basic gear. You don't need to spend a lot of money to get started. You don't need a boxing ring and 10 punching bags to teach people combat sports. There's amazing fighters who train their whole lives in the dirt with no equipment. I promise, you do not need a bunch of equipment. You do not need stuff to teach combat sports. Focus on essential loaner gear, some boxing gloves, some shin guards, and some punch kick pads. If you're already involved in the sport, you likely have some gear to start with. I had about 6 extra pairs of gloves that I donated to my loaner gear. If you have to buy loaner gear, it's a good idea to buy new loaner gear because it's hard to find decent used stuff. I recommend Amazon RDX gloves. They're affordable and durable. This is what I bought for the kids class, and slip-on cloth shin guards. You can find the gloves on Amazon for like 20 something dollars, and they're such good quality, like surprisingly good quality. The cloth shin guards are about $15 each, and I don't recommend those for adults, but they're fine for kids. I didn't have any punching bags for almost a year. We did a lot of partner drills, and we used these RDX punch kick pads that you can also find on Amazon for about $50. Again, the RDX stuff is really affordable and it's amazing quality. You want to have enough loaner gear for at least 5 people per class. That's a good starting point. But again, that can depend on what you can handle and what your resources are. All right, step 6, find a space to start classes. This is where you'll get kind of creative. You'll look for community-oriented buildings like churches, gymnasiums, or rec centers. These places often have unused space. It might let you host trial classes for free. Explain to them what you're doing. Explain to them that you'll be holding some trial classes for people and they shouldn't make you pay for the space. You should try to not use space that you have to pay for depending on your resources. Remember, I learned all of this on a super tight budget, but I would choose a space that is in a public type of setting like a community center, and that's for your safety. These places usually have cameras and you need to be careful anytime you're in a position of authority, especially around young people. I shouldn't have to explain that anymore. Another example of using a public/community space is that you'll most likely be covered under their insurance, and that is perfect for starting out. Now, once you have a space, you start your classes. Start small. 1 to 2 classes per week is plenty if you're balancing a full-time job. Consider breaking these classes into age groups and limiting class sizes to make things more manageable as you start. This is definitely something I had to do. I limited my class sizes, especially for the younger kids, until I started getting volunteers in there to help out. Now, I started with 1 day of classes. It was Saturdays, and I had a class for 10 to 13-year-olds in the morning, and I had an adult class, 14 and up, in the afternoon. And once you see who your committed students are, you can see what days might work for them if you're trying to, add more classes. And you probably get all this done and all your classes set up and running within 3 months. You shouldn't have to waste 2 years on this. I understand that nowadays people would rather, stay on the couch and watch Netflix or play video games than train combat sports or martial arts, but I can't be the only one who's trying to do this. So let me know if you're trying to do this too. If you need help doing any of this, please reach out to me. I'll help you in any way I can. My name is John. There's links down below. And if I can do it, you can do it.